Howdy, folks, and thank you so much for joining us again on our symposium, Uniting the UAP Community, the first of its kind, right here in the greater Boston area. So we've expanded that through my show, The UFO Report, and through Wicked Alien Radio to the entire UAP UFO community. And so as a result, we're helping to unite the UAP community, and we're bringing together all sorts of different organizations in addition to MUFON, along with all of the great, wonderful experts and ufologists that we have lined up for you today, including coming up very soon, retired U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Gene Sticco, who's also a former intelligence operative and author of Engineering Infinity, a blueprint. In my sincere opinion, it is the world's first fully disclosed UFO reverse engineering files. Later on today at 12 o'clock, we have the honor and privilege of having Dr. Rudy Shield join us. He is a professor emeritus from the Harvard University and Cambridge Center for Astrophysics, and he is going to talk to us about consciousness, out of body, etc. And I did vet some of the ideas in Gene Sticco's book, translated directly from Russian, from Valeris's Science and Engineering Journal. And Rudy, who is a world-renowned and respected expert, says that a lot of Valeris's findings are dead on with what he believes. So my opinion is it's the UFO finding of the century. Which brings us to, we are going to talk about now my presentation, Field Investigator Tools. If you go onto Gene Sticco's website, which he'll present that later, he has a lot of tools for investigating and at least understanding UFOs. Also, a very good resource for those of you that are field investigators is actually your, in this case for me, MUFON State Director. My name is Jim Awrach. I am an MS in Electrical Engineering, proudly from Texas Tech University, class of 95, Go Tech. I am a field investigator with MUFON, Massachusetts, and I'm also an independent field investigative journalist. And my contact info, ufo.report1@gmail.com, and you could see my show and YouTube's at ufo.report. UFO-report on YouTube and ufo-report.com. Alrighty. So, field investigator tools. So this is not, let's say, an earth-shattering, oh my God, I can't believe that we have so many amazing new things. It's more of like, kind of like a common sense and something that I learned with field investigation. So some of it may be obvious, others may not be so obvious, but you will notice in the lower right corner, we have the Tedesco Brothers Nightcrawler Eye in the Sky handbook. And I swear up and down and left and right by these folks. And that handbook is excellent because it gives a science and engineering approach to how to actually observe some anomalies that are in the infrared. And what I like about these guys is, although they are not the only scientists and engineers to observe these phenomena that are very difficult to find and repeat, but the fact that they have it down to an exact science and engineering. And so their Nightcrawler Eye in the Sky book is great because it actually gives you hands-on practical information, especially if you have a technical background. Now, you will, and also, by the way, guys, I am waiting on that handy-dandy Tedesco Ultra Spectre gun that will show me those anomalies in infrared and UV and so forth. And since you're so late, you now owe me half off for that. Okay, just kidding, guys. Now, you'll notice that right on top of their Nightcrawler book, there is a digital multimeter. That's a Radio Shack, which I don't even think Radio Shack is around anymore. The nice thing about a multimeter if you are a field investigator is, suppose you have an anomaly and that anomaly happened to trigger some lights and so forth. Don't go electrocuting yourself. You're on your own. I'm not responsible for your actions. But multimeters are great if you want to see, do you have a natural phenomena or is it some sort of electrical loop? They also pick up AC electric fields. Now, something that's very, very, very cool. They're dirt cheap. Around Halloween time, which is coming up now, get yourself as many glow sticks now and get them super duper glow sticks when they're on sale right after Halloween or on Halloween. Those are great for two reasons. One reason, if you're out of power at home, snap it, shake it, and you have got yourself a handy dandy 1 to 2 night emergency light. They're great and dirt cheap. Also, if you're a field investigator, whatever you do, don't mess up your investigations and pictures. That's on you, not me. I warned you. However, if you don't have a flashlight, but you have one of these, for God's sakes, for $2 or $3, buy 10 of them. And it's great. Crack it, snap it, shake it, and it is terrific. Put one on your dog's neck. I have Clementine, my puppy sweetheart. She's my field investigator assistant. Don't lose your partner, field investigator, at night in pitch black. Put one of those on them. It's great. Now, over here, you will notice I have a keychain laser. Nowadays, these things are so dirt cheap. By the way, a laser is a weapon. You can blind somebody with it. Be very, very careful. Don't go pointing it at anybody's eyes or your pet. It's not a toy or whatever. This is a keychain laser. It's, for God's sakes, it's probably about 2, maybe 3 inches. I bought it for $1 at the dollar store, and it is wonderful. And it also has a flashlight built in. Those are excellent. And the reason why those are excellent is because, again, the Tedesco brothers and other researchers have proven that some of these anomalies, especially when the drone incursions, but also anomalies that may possibly be NHI or just ultra-high technology, have some sort of gravitational field surrounding them. And when they have the gravitational field surrounding them, if you take a laser and you put it in the vicinity of the craft, again, don't shine it on the craft. God forbid, it could be a legit U.S. or abroad traveling aircraft. You don't want to blind the pilots or the passengers and cause an accident, God forbid. That is against the law. Don't do it. If you think it is an unidentified anomalous phenomena, point it totally and completely away from the craft, but in the vicinity. Don't point it on the craft. By doing so, in the vicinity, if indeed it is an unidentified anomalous phenomena, it may very well have a gravitational lensing effect. What that means is similar to the stars in astronomy, how we can see those stars from light years and billions of light years away. Well, it bends. Light bends due to massive gravitational forces. So these things have a concentrated gravitational field, and if you put the laser in the general vicinity of the unidentified craft, then there's a good chance, not always, but a good chance that you will see the laser even though you're pointing it in one direction. The beam may slightly go bend inwards or slightly bend outwards, and that's a good way of verifying that it is either ultra-high unidentified technology or possibly non-human intelligence generated. Also, in your handy-dandy field investigator backpack, and again, my buddy, Mr. Eric Hartwig from MUFON, Massachusetts, you're laughing your butt off at me because this is all basic, but you know, what can I tell you? We have several things. I'm going to speed up here in a sec. You get your MUFON handbook. With that MUFON handbook, there's a bunch of things in there, so I won't go into detail, but you can see I've got gloves, I've got an elastic band, I've got a sample bag there, you know, a zippy. I've got my binoculars. For God's sakes, I've got everything. Why don't you take your state director that's an anomaly investigator expert, why don't you stuff him in the bag? Just kidding, Eric. And now this right here is supposed to emulate a smartphone. You see that right there? Your smartphone is a very important tool. We'll get to that in a sec. And you can see paper bag. That's in the MUFON handbook, what that's about. And last but not least, something I found to be very, very helpful as an investigative journalist. I was trying to find a New York Times article on Mr. Timothy Phillips. Everybody was talking about and raving, and I couldn't find it. And geez, I don't have the New York Times. So I was like, oh, I remember. Why don't I go to the library like I used to do when I was a kid? Go to the library, get yourself a New York Times subscription, access absolutely free. And whatever you do, don't forget your lucky penny. Put that inside of your field investigator bag. It will bring you good luck. So onward and upward, we now go to your smartphone. At least my smartphone is one of the most invaluable field investigator tools. Whatever you do, make sure you've got plenty of space. Don't be like me, where I have to keep putting in new cards and copy stuff out. So start it the right way. And here are some very simple but powerful tools. WhatsApp, okay? Speaking to my good friend, Mr. Frederick O'Dell, during his presentation earlier on WhatsApp. Also, when you work with witnesses and so forth, you can communicate with them. And by the way, when you are assigned a field investigation case, or if you're even an independent investigator, or if you're just a traveler, home or abroad, get yourself one of these Google Translator apps. They're free. You speak in English, and then you press play, and it'll speak out to any other language, for example, Spanish. I did that with someone that I was interviewing, that interview to be posted soon. Zoom, another excellent tool. Seems like common sense, but it actually took me a while. So with Zoom, you could actually have a witness speaking with you saying, I keep on seeing these things every night. So you want to evaluate whether or not you should take a trip out there. So if you're going to take a trip, but it could be an hour or two, why don't you have a Zoom with them first and have them show you during the day or at night what they're seeing. If nothing else, if you're interviewing a witness, you get a sense of their credibility, and also they can walk you through the general area where they saw this phenomena, and you can get a sense of what's going on. Another thing, obvious, simple, but sometimes not so obvious, Google Maps. You get a satellite overview of exactly where the observation occurred. And you can make markups, and you can trade that with the witness. Who can get by without the internet? I could not. We're going to talk about artificial intelligence, in this case through Snapchat. Again, phone's very powerful thing. For God's sakes, you could have MS Office with Excel on your phone. And you've got your pictures for trading, calculators, handy dandy. Voice recorder, make sure that when you interview someone, you get their full permission to record them. And of course, your video recorder and camera. And right here, a Gauss meter, a magnetic field meter, which we're going to talk about in just a sec. So this is all cool. In my opinion, the most powerful yet simplest tool in your field investigator's bag of tricks, or I call it a backpack of tricks, a bag pack. So example of Google Maps, suppose you are speaking with a witness and they say that they saw an unidentified anomalous phenomena right there, travel between points 1 and 2. And they saw that happen in so much time, so you could get a speed. And you could say, okay, could you please mark it up? Here's a satellite overview where you said you were. Please put an X marks a spot about where you were, and that will give you all sorts of interpretations, speeds, calculations, geometry, and be very helpful. And also it's very good if the witness is not around, or if you want to do an independent investigation. It's very helpful if you want to revisit the site where the anomaly occurred. Go see for yourself now that you have a markup. There's an outstanding free app on smartphones. It's on iOS and it's on Android, and it's called Gauss meter. So Gauss is magnetic field, and it also does Teslas, which is my preferred, or micro Teslas. So depending on the anomalous phenomenon that you measure, you will get an electromagnetic or magnetic field. And what's really cool is it's very dynamic. So the scale moves as you move, and it will give you 3 dimensions, X, Y, and Z, horizontal, vertical, and depth. And it will give you a storage graph showing you the dynamic movement of your magnetic profile. It's also fun if you like to play with refrigerator magnets. It'll show you how strong they are. Now, artificial intelligence. I'm not talking about when you go to Dunkin' Donuts and they screw up your coffee and you're like, they can't be smart. They're artificial intelligence. So what I'm talking about is AI using Google image search, Snapchat, artificial intelligence. There's a really cool one I like called Android Gemini. There's also Claude, which is well known. That's referred for math and science. And there's Chat GPT. Now, the good uses for AI. For example, sanity checking anomalies, brainstorming if you have ideas or you need ideas. It's also great for sanity checking things like math and trigonometry, or it's great for crop circles. My good friend Pratik Shukla from University of Maryland, Baltimore County will be presenting with me at 5 p.m. tonight. Please stay tuned or come back for that. And we're going to talk about artificial intelligence for crop circles and what you can do. Now, I did something really cool and quick, and I get to kick it up a couple notches for my buddy Gene Sticco to take over with his UFO Soviet discoveries. So this is from a good friend and former witness, Sue. Sue, you're wonderful. Always enjoy our conversations, and we will catch up sometime tomorrow or the day after. And Sue, this is a observed crop circle that you gave me full permission, remember, to share it with folks. So I put it into my Snapchat, my artificial intelligence, my AI, and it comes back saying it's a cool mark. But it asked me, what is it? So then I said, no, you tell me what is it. So it says, could be a fungal infection or something else. So then I played dumb with it. I played coy. I said, is there anything anomalous? And so it said it could be related to something anomalous. So I was kind of coaxing the Snapchat AI along, and I said, could it be something due to anomalous, unexplained phenomena? And it said, maybe. I said, could you compare it to crop circles? And in short, it's saying, not quite like crop circles. So then I said, here's another picture. Thank you very much, Sue, my buddy and pal. Here's another picture, another angle. Look, 1, 2, 3 circles in a strange pattern. Is it a crop circle caused by anomalous phenomena? And the Snapchat AI came back a little confused. It says, oh, maybe it was something to do with the weather. So I said, hey, is that a symmetrical crop circle? And my baby said, from the images, they're roughly symmetrical. It's hard to say. That's because of the angles. I have to moderate myself. I might go a few minutes over. Gene has permission to kill me, but it won't be more than that. Then what did I do? I used Google image search, a totally different type of AI. And Google image search right away goes, bam, I see discolored or dead grass. That's what I see with those circles. Could be caused by a number of things. That's a Google AI search. Now, mind you, Snapchat AI says, oh, I don't have access to the internet, yet when you ask it things, it obviously does. So then Google image search says several possible causes, and one of them is a fairy ring caused by fungus. Interesting comparison. My buddy Pratik from Maryland and I will talk about that later. So Sue, I sincerely apologize. I might have to go with the Google search AI on this, but I'm still, that doesn't mean I'm right, because you don't know until you know. But if you look at fairy rings in the grass due to fungus or decaying things like old roots or whatever, and you did say that there was an old tree, there you are, fairy rings in the grass. Looks very similar to what my buddy gave me. So here was the report. Again, I had full permission to give it. This was an informal report, was not part of an investigation. It was just an on the side. Reported on the left. Fairy rings on the right. They look very similar. So then, of course, in conclusion, I say to my I say to my Snapchat AI, hey, is it fairy rings? And then Snapchat AI says, fairy rings are blah, blah, blah. They can sometimes look like the markings in a photo. It's definitely a possibility. Well, gee, thank you so much. Now, it is interesting how it's more of a conversation, which is Snapchat, but Google AI just goes, bam, here's what I found. Last but not least, oh my God, I'm almost on time for my good friend, retired Staff Sergeant, Mr. Gene Sticko, who I'll introduce in a sec. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Again, it's just, in parentheses, a few more field investigator tools, a backpack of tricks. You can reach me through any of these. I'm a MUFON, Massachusetts field investigator, and that is my Gmail. And also, I am an independent anchor and investigative journalist. You can find my YouTube UFO-report, or you could go to my site, ufo-report.com. And my show is an affiliate of the wonderful wickedalien.com, who has so magnanimously brought this broadcast to the entire UAP community, to MUFON and beyond, so that we can unite everybody. Thank you so much, folks. And in a sec, I will introduce our next speaker. Thanks. We are live. I may have the privilege and honor of introducing you.
Sure.
Very cool. All right, folks. This is my good friend. I met him back in May.